Hello everyone, and welcome to the Frank Tufano channel, where every single day we talk about Frank Tufano. And today I've got a great video planned. We're going to talk about Frank Tufano's Kickstarter and website scams, but before we get into that, I have to tell you about personalized coaching from Quality Gains. Do you want to gain muscle, lose fat, and have perfectly symmetrical nipples? Then go to qualitygains.com and check out his online coaching services and use the discount code VG10 to get 10% off of his customized online coaching plans. Links are in the description down below. So as some of you may already know, Frank Tufano has tried to start an online business selling meat and animal products, and he used Kickstarter to try to raise funding. He was asking for nearly $75,000 Canadian, but his Kickstarter campaign was suspended, and he has threatened to sue me because I suggested that his Kickstarter campaign might be a scam, and he blames me for getting his Kickstarter campaign suspended.
So if anyone knows a lawyer in Canada, what I'm basically going to do is this is the thing. I have a recording of Vegan Gains slandering the business, and the things he said about the business were what Kickstarter suspended the campaign for, and I have that confirmed in an email from Kickstarter. So what I'm essentially going to do is hold Vegan Gains liable to $30,000 over the course of 35 days. So basically, I think Vegan Gains in this context is liable for at least $130,000 of funds raised towards the business. So if anyone has a lawyer that they know from Canada or someone that can work on retainer and start a lawsuit, please let me know.
And I still haven't heard from Frank's lawyers, so I'm going to have to assume that Frank is completely full of shit, just like his Kickstarter campaign, and this is where the whole story begins. So Frank had this dream in his head for some time now, where he was going to raise animals the natural way, take care of them in nice, wide-open fields, and then slit their throats open, cut them up into little pieces, and sell those pieces of dead flesh to people. Now, I initially thought that Frank was asking for this money on Kickstarter because he needed capital to start this murder business. He has to, probably pay rent for a warehouse, buy some sort of packing equipment and shit, pay employees. He probably also wants to buy a bunch of products wholesale to get product ready to sell for people. But no, apparently that's not the case. During a live stream, Frank himself explained that he never needed the Kickstarter money, and he is just going to start selling animal products on his website without any kind of crowdfunding.
I don't know what he expected to do. Honestly, what is the thinking of Vegan Gains? Oh, we're going to cancel his Kickstarter and then he can't start the business. Did he not know I wasn't planning on Kickstarter? The only reason I used Kickstarter was because I didn't want to wait 3 weeks to do a website.
So according to Frank himself, he never needed to make this Kickstarter project. He never needed nearly $75,000. So why were you asking for this money, Frank? And if you look at Frank's Kickstarter project, he never explained anywhere what that money would have gone towards. So based on Frank's own testimony and the information on his Kickstarter page, it seems like Frank was just asking for this huge sum of money with the pretense that this would have been used to kickstart his business, when that's not the case. He was literally just asking for money, fooling people into thinking this would have been put back into his business when he was just going to put it into his own pocket. Hey, Billy, is that a new video game you got? Yeah, I just picked it up yesterday. But I thought you said you didn't have any money and you asked me to buy you that game yesterday. Well, yeah, I lied. I just wanted to see if you'd give me the money. So just from this alone, you can tell that Frank's Kickstarter project was a scam from the very beginning. He tried to mislead his audience. He was trying to create this pretense that he needed tens of thousands of dollars to kickstart his business when that was not the case. Frank admitted that himself. But Frank was so upset that his scam didn't work. He was just so pissed off that he couldn't just pocket people's money and walk away with it, that he made a video complaining about Kickstarter.
Shortly after this, I received a message from Kickstarter's Trust and Safety team claiming I violated one of 3 rules. 1, offering purchased items they claim to have made themselves, which is not what I was doing. 2, presenting someone else's work as their own, which is not what I was doing. 3, misrepresenting or failing to disclose relevant facts about the project or its creator. This was the only possibility.
So Frank did in fact violate at least 2 of these rules. For one thing, he was offering purchased items he claimed to have made himself. If you go to Frank's Kickstarter, he claimed that he will be sourcing meat from his own animals. Frank does not own any animals. He does not own a farm. He is purchasing meat products wholesale from different farmers and then reselling them at a higher price. He even admitted this to me publicly during a live stream.
I can't tell you the name of the purveyor for business disclosure, but I can tell you what. I don't even really want to. I don't know. I can say what country it's from. I can't say, and I can say what quality the meat is and what it was raised on. I can't disclose the name of the company. That's a business reason, and I'm a little.
You can't. Okay, wait. You can't disclose the name of the company that you're actually getting the product from.
No, because then someone would know how to get into the supply chain.
So Frank was buying products wholesale from different farms, different distributors, and reselling them at a higher price to turn a profit, and this is against Kickstarter's terms of service. And then next, Frank also misrepresented or failed to disclose relevant facts about the project or its creator. Again, Frank claimed that he is sourcing meat from his own animals, which is a lie. And this breaks the terms of service of Kickstarter. But Kickstarter gave him a second chance. They gave him a chance to revise his information on his Kickstarter page to be more truthful, but this is what he did.
We also discussed this rule with you at some length during submission review, at which time you stated the meat we are selling is raised from our animals. With that in mind, we ask you to revise your project to very clearly state where you are sourcing all of your products from. You stated during sub-review that all products were coming from your animals. Precisely, which animals do you raise? Where is your farm? What is it called? What exactly is your relationship to the farm? If there are multiple farms, we'd like to see the answers to all of these questions regarding each farm. Additionally, your project story mentions wild game and fish. Are you catching these products yourself? If so, we also require a significantly more information about your fishing and hunting operation. Please include all this information in your project story for backers to see. Please make these revisions within the next 48 hours. Alternatively, if you are not the sole source of all these products, you may elect to cancel your project. Failure to make these revisions within the next 48 hours will result in your project being suspended. Thank you for your attention to this message, and please let us know if you have any questions about this. Again, please note that your project is at risk of suspension should evidence of continued misrepresentation surface. So either way, I played by the rules, and I edited my story to clarify these things, specifying where we're getting our meat from, what farmers are raising animals in certain ways for us. So under every section for all of my products, I added a second paragraph. In the case of beef, we have farmers local to New York State, Pennsylvania, as well as Australia, raising animals for us on a feed regimen optimal, providing high-quality grass-finished products.
And of course, Frank is too stupid to realize that he is directly contradicting himself and blatantly lying. Frank is still claiming that he is sourcing meat from his own animals, but then he goes on to claim that he is buying products wholesale from different farms and distributors. So instead of revising his project to be more truthful, he did the exact opposite and made it even more obvious that he's lying. And to make it even worse for himself, he directly lied to Kickstarter's Trust and Safety team.
Then the next morning, I received a message that my project had been suspended for one or more of the following violations. A project description that does not clearly state what will be created and shared. Not sure on that one. Everything is pretty clear on the Kickstarter. Raising funds for personal expenses, business expenses, or equipment without creative intent. And we were customizing every single product and making them, but creative intent is not a legal requirement to be a Kickstarter. Fundraising for a charity or charitable purpose, no, does not fit into one of Kickstarter's categories or includes a prohibited item. So not very clear with what happened here. And this is the email chain that I had with Kickstarter support. Hi, we added specific details to our project to make it clear that we are processing every single food we are purchasing, in addition to the source of the product being from animals being raised by us specifically. I can provide the name of the farm if people request it, but this is a business or trade secret, and revealing the name of the farm and fisheries will compromise our whole project. We have our own farmers raising animals for us, but that doesn't mean that someone can come around and offer a better deal.
So Frank is complaining about Kickstarter treating him unfairly, but he's just too stupid to realize that he exposed himself as a liar to Kickstarter's trust and safety team. In his first sentence, he claimed that he is sourcing meat from his own animals, but then in the next sentence he admitted that he isn't sourcing meat from his own animals, he's buying meat from different wholesalers and reselling it. If he was getting meat from his own animals, then he wouldn't have to worry about disclosing his supply chain. So Frank is so stupid, he incriminated himself even after Kickstarter gave him a chance to revise his project description.
Alright, sir, now you're in a whole heap of trouble. We got 7 eyewitnesses saying they saw you opening fire at your ex-wife's vehicle using this here machine gun. Okay, now, first of all, officer, that ain't my machine gun, and I never even owned no machine gun, so obviously I ain't done no shooting with that gun. And secondly, can you please hand me back my goddamn machine gun? I spent a lot of money on that thing. I couldn't even afford no divorce lawyer, and I got all the paperwork and receipts proving that that's my machine gun.
So unfortunately for Frank, he wasn't able to steal nearly $75,000 by scamming people on Kickstarter. But not to be deterred, Frank has started up his own website, and just like with his Kickstarter, he was lying about where he's getting his products from, and I pointed this out a few days ago during a live stream. It's a really shitty website for one thing, and you're just plain lying. So, look. We will be sourcing meat from our own animals. So these are not your own animals, you're a fucking liar. This is a scam, don't buy from Frank, he is a scammer. And the funny thing is, after I made that live stream, Frank changed the description on his website, and I think it's because not only did I call him out, but I'm sure he also realized he could get into some serious legal trouble for lying about something like this. Now when you go to his website, his integrity and accountability section states that we will be sourcing meat from farmers raising animals for us. So isn't that funny? After Frank gets exposed for lying about the products he's selling, then he's willing to change the product description to something more accurate. It makes you wonder what else he's lying about. Maybe he isn't offering grass-fed free-range meat after all, and this is just another one of his lies. Again, Frank clearly has no integrity, and he also has no accountability. He's not willing to disclose his supply chain, so this just might be another one of his lies. And let's take a look at the products he's selling. So he has pemmican and jerky, fatty beef, ribeye, just plain fat, and premium steak. So Frank claims he's only providing the highest quality products possible. All of it is grass-fed, free-range. So then why doesn't he even at least have photos of the actual products he's supposedly selling? If you do a reverse image search, you'll find that the steak image on his website is just a stock photo that other websites use, and the same goes for the fat pack image, the ribeye, and the fatty beef. These are all stock photos, not images of the actual products he's selling. And again, Frank lied about this during a live stream.
This segment was brought to you by Frankie's Free Range Meat. If you guys would like to pre-order high-quality grass-fed meat products, as well as fat and pemmican and jerky, these are the actual products. We took a picture for you guys. This is delicious.
So once again, Frank is lying and trying to deceive his audience and potential customers, suggesting that the product images on his website are the real, actual product photos, when that's not true. They're just stock photos, with the only possible exception being the pemmican. When I did a reverse image search for the pemmican, I couldn't find any matching images elsewhere. And on top of that, You can't actually buy anything on his website. Everything is only up for pre-order, and there's no indication on his website that I've seen that will tell you when you could possibly receive any purchased items. So to recap, Frank tried to scam people out of nearly $75,000 by making a misleading Kickstarter campaign. When that didn't work, he was stupid enough to make a video incriminating himself. He then launched a website that included the same lies as his Kickstarter campaign, and he only revised the website, removing those lies after I exposed him for it. None of the product photos on his website are real except for possibly the pemmican photo, and you can't even buy anything on his website. It's only pre-order for the moment. And Frank has admitted himself, he has absolutely no experience whatsoever running a business like this. He has no idea of what he's doing. So yeah, that sounds like a legitimate business that's committed to integrity and accountability, right? And I understand that a lot of people disagree with me about veganism. There are a lot of meat eaters who would watch this video and think that, you know, they're doing something good by buying grass-fed, free-range animal products. Well, I hope that we can at least agree on one thing, that Frank is a liar. He is a completely untrustworthy person who tries to scam people out of their money, and you shouldn't support him or his business. And if Frank wants to sue me for that, well, then maybe you can start a Kickstarter campaign to raise money for a lawsuit that will never happen, and then you can just pocket the money for yourself, and you can use that money to move out of your parents' house. And I know Frank is going to claim that I'm slandering him, I'm lying. Well, Frank, how about this? I will give you anytime you want. Anytime you want, you can come onto my channel, I can start a live stream, and we can discuss all of this. We can discuss your Kickstarter campaign, we can talk about your business, and you can iron all of this out and, you know, just tell people the truth. Anytime you want, Frank, I will make time to start a live stream. I will bring you on this channel, and you can dispel all of the lies I'm spreading about you, but you won't do that, will you? Because you know I will only make you look like an even bigger liar, because that's what you are. You are a lying scammer. And if you like this video, maybe consider supporting me either through Patreon or my website. I have some funding perks you may find interesting. If you're looking for clothing, then check out the Vegan Gains store. And as always, keep making those vegan gains.
Beef. What a relief. When will this poisonous product cease? This is another public service announcement. You can believe it or you can doubt it. Let us begin now with the cow. The way it gets to your plate and how.